Welcome to Between Two Pastries. This is Nicole.
Hey everyone, it's Annie.
Today we are so excited. We have the lovely, outspoken, fantastic, fabulous Abby Langer with us. Hello, Abby.
Hello.
Hello, RD. We
This
have
is like one of my role models.
Yeah.
I'm like sweating. I'm like,
you.
like a superstar on the podcast.
Oh God.
Like, your rants just make me so happy.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
There's another soul dealing with it.
Yes.
I know, it's so tough. Yeah.
It's not just me.
No, it's definitely not just you.
Yeah, right. And we have often, reposted your posts and
Thank
things
you
like
so
that.
much.
Yeah,
I
absolutely,
appreciate
absolutely. So our viewers and listeners are familiar with
They
you
should
as
be.
well. So
Thank
yeah.
you for coming.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about like yourself and what kind of led you to this place in your career?
So I became a dietitian a really long time ago, like
Mm-hmm.
like 21 years ago.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I
You
started
and
out
me
in
both, girl.
hospital.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I know. When I saw when you graduated, I'm like, me too.
So cool.
Yeah.
So at that time, I started in a hospital, and I worked in the ICU. I had my CNSD, like did a lot of nutrition support, and then
Hard. That's hard to do.
It is hard stuff. Yeah.
it was my favorite thing. The sicker, the better. I did a helicopter come in, like to land on the top of the hospital, and I'd be like, yes, another one for me.
That one's mine.
All the complicated stuff. But then,
Yeah.
you get tired of seeing people die right in front of you.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I went into outpatient for 10 years while I had my kids and all of that. And then, I just got tired of working for somebody else. And I got tired of having to be away from my two daughters who are now 11 and 13.
Wow.
And I know my daughter just turned 11 2 days ago. And it's so crazy. Anyways,
Queen.
but so I started my own business, and it's funny because I always said when I was in the ICU, working in the ICU, I was like, I'm never going to work in outpatient, so boring. And then I ended up working in outpatient.
I know, right?
And then when I was in outpatient, I was like, I'm never going to have my own business, so boring. I ended up having my own business.
Right.
And I was like, I'm never going to write a book. And I ended up writing a book.
Right?
So you never it's a lesson, right?
Yeah.
Never say never. But yeah, so it took me, I built my business basically while I was working full-time plus doing home care. And then in 2017, I went full-time, and that's how I got here. I mean, I just hustled.
Yeah, that's what you do.
And you have to do it I still do it every single day.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are you so because you're in Toronto, so do you have licensure or are you registered? Like,
Yeah.
Registered. So each province has a college, regulatory body, and so I'm registered with the College of Dietitians of Ontario. I was registered in the US because I did work in California. Well, I did my internship and worked in California for a couple of years, but I gave that up a couple of years ago because I didn't need my CDR credential.
Sure.
Yeah,
got it.
But
Forgive
it's okay.
me.
Like, I don't even I don't counsel anymore. So I gave that up like last year or 2 years ago, just because I had enough.
Yeah. Well, and you do so much on media. I mean, you probably counsel.
Got to be with writing my book and stuff. I just didn't. I don't know. I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's a lot of paperwork.
So since you mentioned your book, let's just get right into that piece right away. So this is super exciting.
Yay!
There
and
it
a
is.
picture. Good.
Very fun cover. Yes. So go ahead and talk to us a little bit about that.
So my book is called Good Food, Bad Diet. And I wrote it because I wanted people to understand that diets don't usually work, and that they're most often used as a band-aid for what's really bugging you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're filling the void.
They really are. And when I would counsel people, and so many people came to see me for weight loss, it was not a matter of like, okay, eat this, or not, don't eat that. It was more of like, why do you have this relationship with food in your body in the first place? Why don't you talk to me about what happened at the dinner table when you were like 5?
Yes.
How did you grow up?
Oh my
People
God,
will
this
always
is
be like,
Yeah.
why are you asking me this? And,
Because
yeah, but they
it's
don't know,
everything.
because I had clients in their 50s who didn't make the connection that like their mom was always on a diet,
Right.
and even now in these people in their 50s are making choices based on their negative core beliefs that were
Yes.
formed from seeing their parent diet.
Yes.
So but no book in the diet and wellness space, I mean, it's a
Mhm.
cesspool, that whole space.
Right.
Yes.
But
Yes.
none of them really talk about the why and the negative core beliefs and how to fix that.
Yep.
And so people just read the books and they're like, here's some meal plans and what not to eat and see you later. It's like they are just in the same place where they began, right?
Of course.
So I wanted to teach people how to actually improve their relationship with food and eating. But then there was this whole other part that's like the weight loss part, because as you know, as dietitian, there's a lot of controversy around helping people lose weight and is it okay, and
Yes.
you know, and I firmly believe that not, although my book does talk about diet culture and how it affects us, not everybody who wants to lose weight is doing it because of diet culture. People just want to lose weight. And you know, now and when I counsel people, I always, you know, wanted to meet them where they were. I wasn't going to say, you know, I'm not going to help you lose weight, because they're just going to go to somebody else, right?
Yeah, right.
Who can't help them or won't help them like I
Make it
would.
worse.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, you know, I think there's this, because I get DMs from a lot of my followers who are like, it's now like bad to want to lose weight, and I feel guilty about wanting to lose weight, and I feel like as a dietitian that's so awful. And
Yeah.
you know, like you don't want people to lose weight because you think it's unhealthy, but yet you're making them feel like shit. You're making them feel like shit about themselves and about what they want, and it's not fair. That's not okay. So yes, I think there is a way to lose weight while not submitting to diets. It has to do with behavior change and figuring out why.
Of
And
course.
that's what the book is all about.
Yeah.
Well, so many
That's great.
people look at us as, oh, dietitians, therefore you deal with food. And I think majority of people, because we've all been in a counseling role. Nicole, you still have your own practice. No one is truly understanding of the fact that when you come in for a 30-minute or 1 hour consult, 9 times out of 10, we're not talking at all about food.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not about the food. It's not about the food.
Ever.
Not about the food, but so many people think you're coming in and I'm going to tell you, eat this and don't eat this and this, and here's your little meal plan.
Yeah, I know.
It's not what we do. And
No.
it's, I don't know if that's because our profession, you know, just evolved from home ec, you know, studies.
Oh my God, it's so funny. What you're saying right now is all of what I've always said. It's not about the food. We evolved from home ec.
Yes.
But here comes the dietitian. She's going to tell me what not to eat. That's what
I know.
This is so funny. Like you're in my
And
brain.
I better pretend I eat salads all the time.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like people pretend like, oh, I'm out to dinner with Annie, so I better eat healthy. And it's like,
So
I'm ordering the fish fries. So
yeah. That's fine. Yeah. And
I don't care what you get. I don't even think about what you're ordering. But
I agree.
It's so interesting how our consults are so focused around behavior and what traumatic things happen to you that might not even be like around food. It might be around your family, whatever that happened to you growing up, and how your thought patterns evolved around food.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
how you act around other things as well.
Yeah, completely.
So it's so good to hear another person say that.
Oh yeah, I've been saying it for a long time. But there are dietitians who put people on meal plans, and there are dietitians who tell people what not to eat. And
sure,
you know, I think like we all have different ways of practicing, and I think it's important to respect that, and to allow that. Because you know, I have been attacked by certain dietitians who don't like the way I honor people's desire to lose weight. I don't ever like put people on diets. I didn't even have a scale in my office. But and I think it's important to take a step back and like just make sure, because people need a choice.
True.
And so it's important to like honor your colleagues and not insult them, and just be like, that's what you do, well, this is what I do, and that's okay.
Agreed.
man, I don't know how you two both are like little two peas in a pod, because I sit here and I'm like, oh, I can't do that.
I know.
I struggle with the dietitians are telling people to fast for 48 hours. And I struggle with
Is that a thing?
It is sometimes, yes. And you've got those naturopathic dietitians that are,
no, the integrative. Yeah, I know.
so I struggle with, especially from, with the CDR and stuff, like, where's the ethics component and how far does that go?
Or like the food, like the food sensitivity testing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another. Just like,
I know. I've been. I've had some rather spicy emails from dietitians.
And and even one of my interns, and I work with eating disorders primarily. One of my interns in that program does all of the food sensitive, and I'm like, oh, I want to.
There's a reason why CDR doesn't count it anymore. It's continuing.
Right.
So it's good that there's more dietitians coming forward with body positivity, and that there is no such thing as a good food, bad food, healthy food. We're not going to.
There's always going to be people whose practice you don't agree with. But
right.
But that's just it, though. I mean,
going
back to like people needing a choice. People really do need a choice, and I've always believed that whoever comes through my door is meant to come through my door, and because my message is supposed to help them precisely. So I think there's a place for everybody.
I agree.
Because everybody's at different levels of whatever. So, it's all
good. Absolutely.
So Abby, tell us a little bit more, like in your book, what's your core message to people? What are you doing in your book? Because it's a big book. I mean, it's a good book.
It's a sizable book.
It's short. My book is short. Half of it's citations, because I was like,
oh, citations are
we wanted to make sure that everything, and
but that's good.
That's
great that you did that.
No animal studies, no studies over 5 years old, but I mean, it's important for me to have legit research, but I think the overarching message is to take it easy and like relax. You have a luxury of time to improve your health and improve your eating habits, whatever that looks like to you. And there's no such thing as perfect. And by going back and doing the work, which often really sucks, but you have to do it.
Yes, we talk about
that. There is no meaningful, long-lasting change without doing that. And
never.
So by doing it, you will be free to make those changes. So that's why all that like why and negative core beliefs and helping each reader find their own negative core beliefs.
Yes.
That's why that's the first part. And in the second part, it's like once you do the work, then you're ready to like relearn or learn everything you need to know about nutrition. So what should you be drinking? Should you be eating breakfast? Like all of that stuff. And then the third part is the 10 tenets of high value eating, which is my way of putting everything that you learn in the book into practice.
Very good.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, and it's finally a book, A, written by a dietitian,
right?
Not a doctor, and B, that you are combating that, good food, bad food. You're throwing that word or phrase diet culture out there. I mean, I think that's good to start seeing on covers now, because people don't even realize they're in it.
No, I know. It's Facebook, so pernicious. Like,
being a part of Airbond or whatever, like that.
Arbonne.
Or Arbonne.
Yeah. There's dietitians who work for Arbonne.
Yeah, and that's
like. Oh no, I'm still waiting on TikTok. I'm waiting for research that I asked the dietitian for years ago.
Right.
Really, Arbonne's good. You sell it, and there's cleanses. There's research. Okay, well, send me the research.
Send me the research.
Right.
But she was too busy. I'm busy.
Right. I'm busy. Usually you save your research.
Why don't you Google it?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
Google is for people like you. Don't actually
Right. I love that. it's just so hard because it's, you know, people, general public don't even realize they're in diet culture with
Right.
they're so
it's normalized. That's why it's
Well,
normalized.
yes.
And it's almost, I've been saying lately, it's almost people consider it like a sign of strength to like do a water fast or
Right.
choke down this fucking chlorophyll water,
yes,
water, sludge, sewage.
Right.
Like, oh well, TikTok told me, you know, my cells are stoked, man. Like, get it right.
But
Like,
the
I'm worried
potato
about
chips
the
are going to
future.
give you cancer. That's what's going to do it.
It's so, oh my God.
I mean, it's so bizarre, but if someone is seeking out strength by doing something like that, how belittled have they been in their life? You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? It's also like they're just desperate, and they're also they're desperate to belong.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
like
Definitely.
why haven't they belonged? You know, like that's the question people I think are like skipping over, is like, what, even being able to recognize that they don't feel a sense of belonging, you know, and why is that?
That's what I wrote about the carnivore diet. It's like people join diets like that are obviously like completely bonkers because
Right.
they need a sense of community, and that gives them that. So it's like the us against them, right?
Yeah,
it's
for
a
sure.
whole like post-truth era, like societal thing where, you know, people are lonely. People are so lonely now, and not just because of the pandemic. This is way before the pandemic. Even though we're so connected, and they need a sense of community. Beachbody, Arbonne, like all of these, also nutrition MLMs, like
yes,
you know, they get this sense of community, of belonging, of being on the right side of some secret,
right.
you know, and they really believe it. Like, I posted something recently about this. Did you either one of you read that post that I did about I threw up this post about this with this email in it by, I think it was an Arbonne representative.
We did see that.
Debunked each one of her points, but it's like she believes what she's saying.
Yeah, that was very clear.
And it's crazy.
Well, it's like a brainwashing thing. Yeah.
But she belongs, and so she feels that sense of like she's doing good, and she's in a community, and they're out to change the world, and it's like, wow,
you're only hurting yourself, and you're hurting
other people. Like, I don't care, you know, hurt
Mm-hmm.
yourself if you need to, but like, if you're selling this kind of bullshit to other people, you're hurting them, and that's
for sure. On your own children too, you know.
Yes,
children that are involved in this.
Yeah, well, like, especially if your kids are watching you do all of this.
It's gonna be bad 20-30 years from now.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, for
Real
sure.
Bad with so we don't need to go there.
No.
Need to go there. It'll make me more upset and sweat more.
So what's probably one of the we've already talked about it really, but I would say, what's one of the biggest things that have made you just the most upset, or the thing that like makes you cringe the most? I know we could have a laundry list of stuff for us, but what is it for you?
It's hard to pick one, but I think,
agreed.
You know, I always say the alkaline diet because I'm asked this a lot. But you know, I'm going to change my answer today, and I'm going to say the thing that bugs me the most is people who aren't qualified to give nutrition advice, giving nutrition advice, and especially those people who I think the lay person feels that they can trust, like doctors or chiropractors calling themselves doctors, which makes me want to scream. You're not a doctor.
Right.
Not in the medical sense. You know, I'm sorry, you're not a doctor of naturopathic medicine. Fucking don't call yourself doctor, but they do, because I mean, don't email me and say, my daughter's a naturopath, and I've already got that email. She does great work. Okay, but if she's calling herself a doctor and passing herself off as a medical doctor, this needs to stop. Like, I don't even know, like, what the fuck? PhD in, like, you know, fucking history as a doctor. But that's what bugs me the most, because you know, everyone's giving nutrition advice and nobody knows. People are honestly seeking you know, legit credible advice, don't know where to turn, and they're so confused. And these people are writing books like that Will guy who wrote that intuitive fasting, like,
oh my gosh, can't.
What
You
is
can't.
that?
Nope. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Oh, I reviewed it. Yeah. But like, I actually bought the book. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. I had to go pick it up because of the lockdown. And I was like, so embarrassed that what happened to me. And then as soon as the lockdown lifted, I went back to the bookstore and gave it back. Such trash. But yeah, like these people, they sound sciencey.
Of course.
And the layperson doesn't understand that what they're saying is just garbage. It's like
Yes.
trash fucking garbage.
Yes.
So, and it hurts your relationship with food more, even though
Yes.
a lot of these people are like, oh, we're going to heal your relationship with food by fasting.
Right.
Thank
by
you.
not eating, we'll fix that food issue.
Your liver is congested.
What?
I know. I
yeah.
can't.
I'm about to write a post about all of the things that wellness culture tells people and debunking them. And liver congestion is one of them. I'm so very excited.
Yeah.
It's my husband's birthday today because like I would be writing it today.
Yes.
But
wow.
it's yeah, but that is what I hate so much. And they're taking advantage of vulnerable people. Even I hate to say this, but some dietitians were like, I'm gonna fix your hormones. Let's balance your hormones. Fuck you. You're not gonna fucking balance someone's hormones. Why? Why is now the target is now people my age whose hormones are like crazy? Yeah, fine. But like
they're supposed to
telling women they need to be fixed and that you can fix hormones with food because you can't. Like female hormones, no, you can't.
Right.
You can't do that. Don't tell people to eat a fucking carrot salad to balance their estrogen.
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind? But this is what's happening.
I know.
Nothing makes me more angry than people being taken advantage of.
I would agree.
Hold my fire. Like I can't watch some poor unsuspecting person get built out of their money and their brain space basically by some asshole who, even a dietitian who's like, I'm gonna balance your hormones, just go on my diet, it's $50.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, and you scroll through Facebook and I get ads for
the Better Body Company.
Yes.
I reviewed them.
Nutrition, certifications.
That. Yeah.
Cannot stand that. Cannot stand that.
And you can go on a Groupon and get a nutrition.
Oh my God. I just did something on that. I just like,
did you?
I mean, did you see that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a Groupon.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not getting a good nutrition fucking education from a $99 Groupon for the Institute of Holistic Nutrition. Oh, it was like nutrition.
Oh, it's so stupid. Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's some unaccredited.
It's this whole thing though. Like everybody is in it to make a buck.
I know.
That's
but they're hurting people.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I know.
And I think some of them don't understand that they're hurting people. I know. A lot of them don't understand it, but they need to get a clue because it's so unfair to people, and it's like just causing more problems.
Right.
Do you think any of it has to do with fat phobia? I mean, do you think that is playing a huge role in why?
Yeah, of course. Like like I mentioned, the Better Body Company, like all these ads about your muffin top and Menno belly and fuck you. You know what? That's my body doing what it knows how to do, and that's normal. And go fuck yourself, because like, seriously,
what it looks
like. Why are you making women feel like they're lesser?
Yeah,
at a time when it's so hard. It's so hard for women. And why are you like making people think that they have to buy all these supplements, like outside of the Better Body Company, but like all these trainers and whatever, like and uneducated, like not uneducated, but people who have an education from an unaccredited place, like 2 days. It's like, why are you telling people they need to detox their liver, or like they need to use all these supplements? And that's not fair. It's not okay.
It's not the truth. It's not science.
No, it's not science-based at all. All.
The liver does detox your body. You don't need to detox it. Like, that's not a thing, but like people, it's like no one ever took biology before,
No, and it's so easy. This is not like genetics. This is like is like
for astrophysics.
People, no, seriously. Like I I get people all the time who are like, but my Kangen water filter, you don't know what you're talking about, because it ionizes the water, and and I'm just like, this is basic fizzy fucking ology.
Right.
Their pH does not change. Well, if you eat a pack of Tums, it's gonna change. So why do you tell people? I'm like, nobody eats a pack of Tums. Get off.
No.
So yeah, but like, it's so easy to understand, and it's like also the food combining thing. It's like, are you kidding me? That you?
And that's been around forever. Yeah.
It already has. And if someone asked me the other day about a macrobiotic diet, I'm like,
no, my gosh,
70s where it belongs.
Yes.
That's what the answer was to them.
Exactly. Well, that's what. Are you still seeing the alkaline diet? Like you mentioned that. Do you still see that people doing?
Yes.
Well, this stuff crops up. It's like everything has a cycle.
All those MLMs are like, here's our alkalizing, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my god, again, that and fat burners.
Right.
Well, it's kind of also, I mean, you think about paleo, and that has had a few different names, paleo and then Whole30, and then
Whole30 is the most fat shaming piece of shit.
Yes.
The people who invented it are like
awful.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. I mean,
like, do you drink? I mean, like, how do you deal with all of this stuff?
You know what? I become enraged. So what happens is I hear about something. Generally, my followers on Instagram will send me a direct message and say, have you heard about this? And then so I'll take a look at it. I'll become enraged. And then I'll say to my husband, I know you want to watch Netflix, but I gotta fucking write about this thing. And then I'll like hammer out like something in a day or two, because I have to check all the research behind it, but usually none. And then I put it up, and people agree with me usually, and some send me hate mail, and it like diffuses my fury, because like I get the truth out there, and that's my way of becoming like at peace with all of this.
Yes, exactly.
It makes me mad, and people can be really rude, and I get a lot of like not very nice things said to me, and it is personal. Like, it's hard because people say, well, don't take it personally. Okay, well, being called the C word is kind of personal.
Right.
Carnivores. Yeah, but oh well, like you just have to do it.
I find what you do amazing to put up with all of it.
I know it's become like, honestly, getting the truth out there is really like therapeutic for me.
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
Good.
For sure.
And the angrier I am, the faster I write.
Yeah. Definitely. No, you found your outlet in your way to use your voice, and that's perfect.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So, as we're kind of like wrapping things up, like do you have one message that you could just say?
Who are your primary listeners?
Gosh, I think
probably athletes.
I think athletes are probably the main, but we have all kinds of walks of life though with us.
So, I mean, I think just to be careful where you get your information.
Yeah.
Just because something is a headline doesn't necessarily mean it's legit. I've seen and debunked many headlines of like, eggs are bad for you, or processed meat gives you cancer. A lot of this stuff is overblown by the media. And and just because someone has a credential, even a dietitian, be critical when you read stuff. Don't just like jump on the bandwagon. Medical media, like, he gets his stuff, ideas from spirits, like, but Robert De Niro follows him, and like all those people. Like, just because someone has a lot of followers and has celebrities following them doesn't mean they're legit. And
for sure,
you're not a celebrity, so like
no, people are ridiculous.
I know. Look at, she's like getting so mad. I love it. You're like getting fired up.
I do. I sweat now too. It's even more.
And Abby, what's your favorite food? That's something we like to ask people.
Oh my gosh. I love ice cream. I love Oreos, and I love salad.
Cool.
Like, I love vegetables.
Yeah.
I know that's so boring and so.
What's this post from? Have you ever tried? Is it Yubi? Ubi?
Ube. Ube.
I thought it was an ice cream sandwich, but it's not. What is that?
It is. It's an ice cream sandwich. So ube is a purple yam from the Philippines, and it is gorgeous. And so I found ube ice cream in a local grocery store, and I made an ice cream sandwich with it. Ube is delicious, but it's gorgeous.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm on Abby's Instagram page. It's Langer Nutrition at Langer Nutrition. So you can follow her there, and then also on Facebook at Abby Langer Nutrition as well. And of course, we repost a lot of your stuff.
Yeah,
too. It's like you're doing the rage for us.
Yeah.
Well, if there's something you want me to rage about, you need to tell me, because I'm always looking for like
of you. Because then I'm not like yelling at him about all of the things that make me angry.
Yeah.
That's good.
I read your info and I'm like, yes. And I share it, and then I'm over it.
And we're good. Yeah, we're good.
You let me take one for the team, which is
you don't even know it, but you're doing it.
Yes. That's awesome. Well, thanks so much today for being with us, Abby. We so appreciate it. This was so great. We were so excited for having you come on.
And be sure to pick up her book.
Thank you. You can get it on Amazon.
Yes. Show your book again. Show us it. Do you have it by you again? Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
If you love it, please write an Amazon review.
Yes.
Great.
Awesome.
So good. Thank you so much, Abby.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.